My 24 boyfriend 27 told his friends about the roleplay we did in bed. I'm furious with my boyfriend because of this. Basically, I persuaded him into doing a Scooby-Doo roleplay in bed a few weeks ago. Nothing weird. I was Daphne and he was Fred. We were pretending that we were solving a mystery, but all of the clues were in intimate areas, if you know what I mean. It was fun. But my boyfriend thought it'd be a good idea to tell his group of friends about it, and now every time they see me, they call me Daphne. My boyfriend says nothing when they say it because he thinks it's funny. I told him that it was super disrespectful to tell his friends private details of our sex life, but he thinks I'm being dramatic, and I need to lighten up. How do I get my boyfriend to see that what he did was wrong, and to tell his friends to stop making jokes about it? My partner sharing a detail about our sex life that I didn't previously state I didn't want shared wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, but it would be a discussion and new boundary establish. My partner letting their friend group bully me because of that would be a deal breaker for me. Very much this. My group of friends is rather open with everything sexuality related. We've all known each other from before we were even sexually active, and so, stories happen. We'd also never actively make any one of our spouses uncomfortable on purpose, and if someone asks to stop the joking because they don't like it, we shut up. It's no big deal. Sex is supposed to be fun and lighthearted, not a source of drama, so if someone isn't comfortable with sharing, they keep to themselves, and so does their spouse, and that's that. Ops boyfriend and his mates need to realize that last bit ASAP. I disagree. The default assumption should be to not talk about your sex life to other people. She shouldn't have to explain this boundary. This isn't a oops, I didn't know moment. This is an immature guy who wanted to either brag to his friends or felt weird about what they did and wanted to make fun of her. Not to mention that he didn't even stick up for her when his friends were teasing her. There is no way he didn't notice she was angry and humiliated. And instead he just joined in on the laughter? No. This is not about boundaries. You could not have said it better. I agree. Most people talk about their sex life to their friends nowadays, so it is almost expected unless you talk to them about it and set the boundaries. The friends harassing you is a really big problem. Just stop having sex with him till he fixes the problem with his friends. If my friends were calling you daddy, do you think I would stop them? And do you think you would feel comfortable? Or call his friends daddy when they call you Daphne? They want to call you something that's sexual for you? Well, let's see who's uncomfortable now. Person shrugging, female sign. How can I trust you with kinks and sexual fantasies when you tell your friends about them? You've killed my intimate trust in you. Please, never send this guy nudes because he's shown he's not above sharing sexual details about you with his friends. If he doesn't already care that you are being bullied about it, and basically told you to suck it up when you told him that you were uncomfortable, I don't see how you're going to make him respect you. Even if you were being dramatic, he should respect you enough to, well, respect your wishes. If it were me, honestly that would be a deal breaker. He and his friends can laugh together all they want. I'd lighten up by dumping his ass. Totally agree. It sounds that he does not respect her as a genuine GF, or at least a GF that he sees future with. That's why he told his friends about intimate details. Take your beautiful role-playing ass and leave him. Why should he be able to enjoy the most intimate times you've shared and subject you to humiliation? He doesn't deserve you. Especially since sex and sexual experiences are so personal and private. It requires trust to open up and be open to things like role play or trying something new and different in bed. And he is going to humiliate you for it? Nah. Be with someone who respects you and makes you feel safe and that you can be open with. Even if you don't break up with him, eventually you'll resent him for this and it will just build to a breakup later down the line. Ruh-roh. What an asshole. Him not defending you is a way bigger red flag, emo, than him not knowing how to keep his mouth shut. I will never be able to wrap my head around people who just share sexual details about their partner with their friends without that partner's consent. It's not just their info to share, it's just as much their partner's private business. It's so fucking invasive. My girlfriend consented to me knowing her kinks and fantasies. Why the fuck would I go and tell my buddies? If she wanted them to know, she'd have told them herself. Not only was it rude and inconsiderate of him to tell them without asking you, the fact he won't stand up for you is concerning. It's not funny to you. The fact he just brushes off your feelings is disrespectful. If this is how he acts, you're likely not going to be able to get him to see his behavior is wrong, because he'll brush off all attempts as dramatic. He's clearly immature. The most you can do is tell him outright how big of a deal this is for you. And if something like this happens again, or if he refuses to tell his friends to stop, that you'll need to reconsider things with him. It's something immature people do to impress their immature friends. I couldn't be less interested in my friends' sex lives, especially down to the details. Tell his friends the mystery you were trying to solve was finding his incredibly small penis. When he gets upset, tell him to lighten up. You don't get to tell me what I should or shouldn't lighten up about. My feelings are valid and you'll respect them or you'll be single. Tell them he likes being pegged and jokingly start calling him Peggy around his friends. Very soon you'll realize how not funny this sort of thing is. I've learned last year that when an also potential partner says you're being dramatic, they're really saying, I'm angry that you stood up for yourself and not taking my BS. It's challenging the dynamic, my control, and that kind of change is drama, so I'll call you stirring up drama. F those kinds of people who make you feel like shit for standing up for yourself. It's a form of gaslighting, deny then deflect and wrongly accuse. He told his friends intimate details about your sex life? If that were me, it would be the end of our sex life and the end of our relationship. Plus, he's gaslighting you that it's no big deal? What else had he told them? Is he giving them other play-by-play info about your sex life? It's just all so horrible to imagine. How could you ever trust him again about anything? Plus, he's 27. What he did was so immature. And, honestly, such a dick move. I say this is a 64F. I would be role-playing Titanic with this guy. This isn't how grown-ups behave. He's still caring more about the opinions of his friends over yours. How can you trust that he won't tell them anything else or show them any pictures you may send him? Sounds like he's still thinking of you as more of a conquest than as a partner. I don't think you can convince him of anything unless you leave. He doesn't think it's serious or a big deal because you aren't going anywhere. Bottom line, he doesn't respect you. It's one thing to tell his friends. It's another to let his friends tease you about such private information.